tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Not black 20.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
Again, they run with Gurley. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
There we go. Boom! Boom! That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Watch tight end. We got three.
Here we go. Here we go.
From the gun, here's Goff. Now a little bit underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Let's stop.
Harbaugh.
Check.
Here we go. Set up. Harbaugh, set.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Big hits all day.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
All right. Come on now.
Single. Watch 18. Watch 18.
Here we go. Set up. 180. 76. Tell him. 76.
Orange.
76.
He's coming. Double up.
Maverick.
Coming. Double up.
Harbaugh.
On second down, here's Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Here we go. Set up. White 20.
3 down. Watch twist.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
Here we go. White 20.
Goff now looking to throw. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. Room here to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they're going to run the screen 10 to 12 times in the game.
And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
All right. Come on now. Here we go. Sit up. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Let's go.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
They'll run for the Devontae Freeman. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line.
Get there.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You got him. You got him. You got him. Man left.
On second down, Ryan. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. On fourth down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit. Points on the board.
Trying to start the drive with Gurley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Tight end left. We got three, fella.
Sit on. Man, we're here.
Out of the gun. Gone. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right.
Here we
Now
go.
pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Here's gone. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what he's doing.
Interestingly, that throw is probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. And here now come the Falcons. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
3 down.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. Flushed out right. And some room to maneuver. And down he'll go at the 25. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Let's go. Gun. Get up. Wait. Let him go.
From the gun on third down, Ryan. He's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Tevin Coleman, and he is swallowed up right at line of scrimmage.
Last stop.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Tight left, tight left.
Right.
Hey, we got three down.
Let's go.
Now Ryan on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Aaron Donald able to drop him for a loss of a couple. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Hey, Tuesday. Let's go.
Ryan.
Like
To the right side. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And the Rams getting set to go now. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you have 2 drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive silver lining, you know.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first
Three down,
half.
three down.
We're
Hey,
back to
check,
the City of
check. Three down,
Angels
three down.
after this timeout.
Watch 81.
Here we go.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Jula.
Three down.
Jester. 17. 5. 17. 5.
Here's Goff now on second down. Open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Goff to Woods as the Rams move the chains.
Hey,
Super.
Three down.
On first down, it's Goff. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Our ball.
24. Check 24.
We go, Sadat. White 20.
Now a first down throw. Gone. And Cooks hands it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Here we go. Come on now.
A good pickup there, a 22.
17.
Goff on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A good pickup there, a 22. This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Tight end's right.
They'll run it now. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15.
Let's go.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Clock continuing to roll as the Rams try to get going again. They'll run it now. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
Hey, 76. 12. 14. Twos.
They scared.
Throwing on 3rd. Gone. And he's got it. That's Cup for a Ram touchdown. In for the score. And the Rams are in for 6.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now See on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down.
I'm on.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
Can't hear you now. Pick. Nice pick.
So good field position for the Rams as they come up first and 10.
Strong right.
Here we go, sit on. White 20, set.
After the interception, here's gone. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Three down.
On 2nd and 10, gone. And that's caught left side, it's Woods. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half. We've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow up because it's a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
The question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Wait! 58, right over there. Yeah.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Caught right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, I like to hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
Wait! 11! Keep playing hard, fellas.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's Jones. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be safety valve you saw right there.
Yeah, they picked up a first down.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
They're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Get him!
The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akeem Lee. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit.
Here we go.
They got them frustrated right now.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping it out.
There was a little bit closer quickly at the end. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they essentially took him out of the game. And one thing you know, other teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
Harbaugh.
53, Mike.
Maverick.
You must be.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Tyler Higbee, 54 yards. And the Rams add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out the fortitude because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Zerline out now to kick this one away. This will be taken short. Fighting him off. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on the leadership. Carried by Devontae Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Ready.
We got 3.
They go play action with Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Matt Longacre able to get in there and him for a 2-yard loss. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Watch tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Out to his left. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
They're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Flush to his right. And no, it's incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position.
Double tight. Double tight. 3 down.
We're going to sit down.
Early. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had
Why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
17. 17.
From the gun on 3rd down. Over the middle, it's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The 13 yards that time of the 1st. Goff now 11 of 15 through the air. 1st and 10. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Pulls him over. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another 13 yards there twice in a row. They're on the move. Another first down as well.
Here we go.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Todd Gurley standing by as lonesome in the backfield here. 2nd and goal.
Merlin.
Kill. Turn it up.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And the kickoff sails out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty.
You can see the looks on the faces of the rest of the team. You have one job to do. Just kick the ball and play.
Well, that's exactly right, Charles. The kicker, this is just inexcusable.
Absolutely inexcusable. Everyone out there slugging it out for the entire game. Execute your job.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Given 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That's it, baby.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they need, as that's going to move the chains.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down.
Time for a break.
Hey, let's go.
We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
Tight end right. 3 down.
21.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Let's go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Get up.
Tight left. 3 down.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Get up. Go.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. On 3rd down, Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Tight end right, tight end right.
And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. And the Rams now coming out on the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because the team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially by running the football.
You're talking about a defense on toes. They don't know what to do next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
We got three. We got 180. Cornell.
Check 13. Check 13.
Here comes a 20 early. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Tackle made there by Robert Alford.
That's it, baby. That's it.
Here we go.
The Rams on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
DC.
Out of the gun. Gone. And that is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
4 down.
They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. No luck for the Rams as they fail here on fourth down. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. For a guy once we were down huge. And so he just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Hey, let's go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Let's go.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10.
One tight end. 4 down.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Aqib Talib, the veteran Pro Bowler, here to get a hand in, knock it away. The Falcons on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Ryan. He's going to let it. He's got a man, complete. They give him a gain of 38. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Rams are victorious here as we say so long from Exposition Park in L.A.